Energy pulsing through me. Energy pulsing through energy, pulsing through me.
Hey guys, David Anderson here, your networking online watchman. On the lookout, helping you grow your business online. What if there were 6 simple things that you could do regularly that would help you to quickly emerge as a leader within your niche online? The good news is that there is. And I'm going to share with you 6 easily remembered and executed strategies that will catapult you to the top of your game in the online marketing arena. Strategy number 1. Use the C.A.P.E checklist daily. What I want to share with you, I recently learned from my friend and mentor and superhero, Marc M LaLonde. He is the owner and creator of branding YOUniversity, YOUniversity. What he proposed was a checklist of activity that you would do as a cycle. Only once you complete the checklist, go through everything, get them all checked off, do you actually move on and start another checklist. The checklist is based upon essential proven building blocks for success in the online marketing arena. When Marc taught this concept in one of his famous Sunday webinars, I was so impressed that I immediately made a document based upon the training and started using it right away. In the first 30 days of my using this tool as my coach and my guide, I easily did 3 months worth of production. Marc's intention was that this tool would actually serve as a coach for you, to instruct and guide its user on a daily basis to keep you on track with critical activities that will definitely move you forward in the online marketing place. It is affectionately called the C.A.P.E checklist. And I'll explain to you why it is called that over the course of this video presentation. So I want to take the time to share with you how this tool works. The C.A.P.E checklist is made up of ways to guide and to track your activity in the following areas. C, for content creation. A, for audience building. P, for prospecting. E, for education. Use this checklist as a tool to hold yourself accountable to critical activities that are sure to move you forward as a leading online marketer. Strategy number 2. Content creation. The first strategy featured on the C.A.P.E checklist is content creation. All of these activities are to be done and tracked one time per C.A.P.E checklist cycle. The first is to do one Facebook Live. On the heels of that is to do one thumbnail image or cover for that Facebook Live. And thirdly, to post that live to your YouTube channel with the thumbnail. And I have to admit to you that straight out of the gate, that Facebook Live process was the most difficult for me to get on board with. I had never done a Facebook Live before this checklist was created. And knowing that I couldn't move on to another checklist until that was done motivated me, and I finally jumped in and I took care of it. And now guess what? It's nothing for me to do a Facebook Live. It's the starting, it's the fear, it's the hesitation that will get you every time. But this checklist tool forced me to do what I knew I had to do. Each of these activities, number 1, the Facebook Live, and number 2, the joining thumbnail, and number 3, the posting to your YouTube channel, require training and attention beyond the scope of this particular video series. But keep coming back around and you'll see more trainings that will be addressing those specific issues in time to come. In the meantime, of course, you can find helps out there in YouTube land and Google land and through other sources. So when you've done these Facebook Live activities, you're all set on your content creation portion of the C.A.P.E checklist. For those of you who are advanced and have no problem doing lives or posting to your YouTube channel, the C.A.P.E checklist has something for you as well. Optional content creation activity to be done once per C.A.P.E checklist cycle are the following. One is to create a blog post and post it to your personal blog once per C.A.P.E checklist cycle. Two is to post your blog post on your Twitter account and then tie it back to your blog or your YouTube channel at least once per C.A.P.E checklist cycle. The C.A.P.E checklist will mention the Twitter lead machine. This is a leads on-demand strategy that I can offer you for free inside my blog. It alone is worth its weight in gold, trust me, and is beyond the scope of this particular training. But once inside my blog, look for the free training called Twitter 1.0. The third optional and advanced content creation activity tracked by the C.A.P.E checklist is to create a Facebook ad targeting the content in that post to your target audience. Once again, I will say that the specifics behind how to do each of these is beyond the scope of this particular training. But you can learn about each of these by clicking on the link in the description. Strategy number 3. Audience building. The second strategy featured in the C.A.P.E checklist is audience building. Mainly this is based upon the psychological principle called reciprocation. It means when you do something for me, I feel compelled to return the favor. This is the powerful and seldom used strategy. On the C.A.P.E checklist, it is specifically referring to Twitter. But you can do this effectively on all of your social media platforms because remember, this is a psychological principle. People will respond to it wherever you choose to use it. Here's the idea. Follow a certain number of people regularly within your niche. Look for powerhouse leaders with strong followings. I'm talking 100,000, 200,000 or more followers. Look for people who have the exact type of followers that you want following you. For instance, if you're looking for people who want to develop their personal brand, you would look for a leader whose followers are most likely very entrepreneurial or self-starters. Someone like Gary Vaynerchuk or Tony Robbins would have that kind of following. From there, start to follow their people. It's okay. And as a sidebar, I offer a free course in my blog called Twitter 1.0. It will walk you through exactly how to set up your profile and your account so that you could be the most attractive as possible to somebody who's about to fall into your presence. I strongly recommend that you take the time to address your profile and how you're being presented to the world before you start the process of reciprocation. But regardless, once you start the process of following whatever number that you determine, many of these will choose to follow you back. On the C.A.P.E checklist, you do this 3 times per cycle. Each cycle should take roughly a week. And you want to give people at least 1 day before you take the next step, which by the way is to unfollow. On the C.A.P.E checklist, in the audience building portion, you will also track that you are regularly unfollowing people. If people do not reciprocate within the first day or 2, they typically don't intend to. You want to build a base of followers who are actually following. So be actively combing your list to find out who is actually following you and who is not following you. And 3 times per C.A.P.E checklist cycle, you want to unfollow people who are not choosing to follow you. I saw this principle work extremely effectively in Facebook as well. With Facebook, I recommend joining groups that are relative to your niche and engaging with people right away. This will connect you to mutual friends within that group and within their circle of friends immediately. And these become, ideally, more qualified friends that you have access to through that other friend on Facebook. Now make sure that your follow option is on your profile. So what you want to start to do is to start following these friends and the mutual friends right away. And whatever you do, do this daily, do this regularly to show Facebook that this is your new normal. And they'll pretty well leave you alone if it's a consistent activity that you do day after day. And once again, if your page is set up right, if your profile is complete, and you appear attractive and professional, people will tend to follow you back. And not only will they follow you back, they most often friend request you Facebook doesn't like it when you friend request too many people, but they don't care at all if you accept all the friend requests that are flowing at you. I personally use this reciprocation process on Facebook and went from 1,000 friends that I accrued over 10 years to over 3,000 friends in 1 month. Strategy number 4, prospecting. The third strategy in the C.A.P.E checklist is to prospect to your audience. Once you've taken the time to make your profile and account attractive, and you've built a following and earned the eyes and the ears of your newfound followers, it's time to get to know them. People buy from who they know, like, and trust. They probably like you because they're following you. But they won't get to know and trust you until you talk to them. So 3 times per C.A.P.E checklist cycle, you want to direct message every single person who chooses to follow you. And you can fashion a message that introduces you and encourages them to engage, and you can just copy and paste that message and update the names as you go. It can be that simple. This will at least get conversations started. The next thing to track 3 times per C.A.P.E checklist cycle is that you are following up with and adding value to each of the people that chose to respond to your initial outreach. If you click on the link in the description, you'll be shown how to follow up and engage with people in a highly scripted and very effective way in the free course called Twitter 1.0. Also, if you like what you see in the blog, just know that all of that free content that you see would also be available for you to offer to these people as value as well, and at no cost to you at all. So at least 3 times per C.A.P.E checklist cycle, do this and you will have sales rolling in. Strategy number 5, education. The 4th strategy featured on the C.A.P.E checklist is education. The interesting thing to note is that even though it is last on the list of strategies, it is actually at the top of the list in my opinion. Prior to this, we talked earlier about content creation and audience building and prospecting. But if you're not growing and educating yourself regularly, then you will not have quality content being created. You will not know what to say on your Facebook Lives or in your blog. And if you're not offering regular content in your feed, you will not keep people around very long. Therefore, your following will shrink along with your sales. So at least 1 time per C.A.P.E checklist cycle, you want to spend 30 minutes either reading or watching a video of some kind from somebody who either inspires you or who knows what you want to know. Take quality notes and you will become bigger, stronger, and more valuable by the sit down. I recommend putting your notes on either 8x11 regular sheets that you can put together in a binder for future reference and easy access, or to buy a dedicated notebook specifically for those notes, again for easy access and future reference. This practice will not only grow you personally, but also grow your library of content ideas, which will feed strategy number 1 on the C.A.P.E checklist called content creation. You can find an endless stream of training and content on YouTube, obviously. Just search out keywords within your niche and topics and people and trainings will pop up for sure. But you can also go to my blog by clicking on the link in the description. And at any time you'll have access to 8 free online courses, 6 recorded or live webinars, and multiple videos that are dynamic and changing on a daily basis. So it could be your sole source for content if you want it to be. Strategy number 6. This is a bonus training. Since I believe in over-delivering, I've added an additional feature to the C.A.P.E checklist. As you create and share your content, you want to always be branding yourself. And you want to look for the optimal rapport with your followers that will help them to feel like they know, like, and trust you the best. Marc M LaLonde and the experts at Branding YOUniversity, YOUniversity, have proven without a shadow of the doubt that there is an optimal mix of content to be dispersed. So first, let's look at the 4 types of content. And then we'll look at how many of each type you should be sharing to have the best results with your friends and with your followers. The 4 types of content are as follows. First type is value content. Second is lifestyle content. Third is call to action. And the fourth are quotes. So let's start from the top. Value content is offering advice, information, or training for free with no strings attached. This will earn you the respect and the trust of the people. It will establish you as an expert in their eyes. Lifestyle content is fun. It's all about you. Some examples of lifestyle content will include pictures and stories, snippets of family, pets, activities, sports, fashion, food, hobbies, experiences that you've had, throwbacks. Basically, anything that interests you. And these will help people to feel like they know you. It'll help them to like you better. A lot of experts don't believe in this. They think you just want to do the pitching and the funnels and get it out there. But honestly, you want that glue. You want that emotional glue with the people. You want to be real to them, as I am real to you. Call to action content. This is you offering free value within your niche. However, it's value that goes to a capture page or to a pixel tracking device on your page. I can't get into how to create the capture page or the pixel option within this training. However, there are trainings out there that will direct you through that process. And quote content. These are offered just because they get engagement. People like quotes. They have a high shareability factor. Simply put, they just plain work. On the C.A.P.E checklist, you actually have the ability to track the proper ratio of all 4 of these types of content. So we're looking to ideally to offer the following mix. Ideally, you're looking for 40% value content and 30% lifestyle content and 20% call to action content and 1% quotes. So simply put, for every 10 pieces of content that you put out, you want to put out 4 value pieces, 3 lifestyle pieces, 2 call to actions, and 1 quote. If you don't have anything to offer as a call to action, you can get free value to learn from and to offer for your benefit and gain by clicking on the link in the description. You will see 8 free courses available to you. There's also the ability for you to enroll for free into an online educational platform and for you to instantly have access to your own blog for free, exactly like the one you'll see, and for the ability for you to give away any of those same courses. So if you guys use these 6 strategies, you will definitely be an online marketing superhero and find yourself at the top of your niche as a leader and a C.A.P.E Crusader. Now, I have over 200 pieces of value available for you for free, specifically for home business owners and entrepreneurs, and you can access it by simply clicking on the link in the description. And since this C.A.P.E checklist was learned about and developed as a result of attending one of Marc M LaLonde's Sunday webinars, I'm also including my personal invitation for you to attend this week's webinar that starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And look for that link in the description. But wait, there's more. I have personally designed a very detailed and effective tool for you. It's a PDF version of the C.A.P.E checklist that includes the bonus tracking feature that will help you put out the perfect blend of content for optimal branding of yourself. This PDF is also free, and you will find it in the description. David Anderson, your networking online watchman, signing off. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Energy pulsing, pulsing through. Energy pulsing through. Energy pulsing, pulsing through. Energy pulsing through me. Energy pulsing, pulsing through. Energy pulsing through me. Energy pulsing, pulsing through.